Hi guys, for some reason concerned citizens have a problem with asylum seekers arriving in Britain when the vast majority make their claims in other European countries. But the small numbers that do arrive have really caused some people to lose their minds. As we know, the ad hoc approach to dealing with the numbers that do arrive has resulted in many being put up in hotels because there's no proper accommodation available. The Tories simply don't want to invest the effort and the resources necessary. So this brings us to a guy called Barry, who phoned in to Talk TV to explain why the immigration system is broken. And you will not believe the reason why.
It is snowing, you're right. But
I try to be right occasionally.
look, listen, the England football team play like Gareth Southgate talks. And while ever we've got politicians that talk like Gavin Williamson or Oliver Dowden or Jonathan Ashworth, we're never going to sort the immigration problem.
Okay. I have to assume that this guy is not pranking them. I have to assume that he's not pulling their chain. But I hope he is. But let's assume for a moment that he's not. He's serious. The reason the immigration problem exists is because of the way politicians speak. Just let that marinate in your mind for a moment. The reason the immigration problem exists is because of the way politicians speak. Okay, let's continue.
Are you an impressionist? You're as good as Rory Bremner and Gavin Williamson.
I am. I'm better. Now listen. There are hotels all over Britain that were failing and crumbling, and now they are full. And it's their money cow. These people are surviving with paying fortunes to house these immigrants. And hotels that weren't full and were struggling are absolutely chock-a-block with people.
Okay, so what he's trying to suggest here is that, well, there were hotels that were failing, hotels that were falling apart, and these hotels are now full with asylum seekers. He's calling them immigrants, okay. All right, asylum seekers. And this is a sort of cash cow for these hotels. So what's your problem? I presume his problem is he doesn't want money being spent on them. Okay, so then the alternative is what? And this is my question for these, don't call them gammons, concerned citizens. What is the alternative? Now, if the alternative they present is, well, we send gunboats into the channel, then the discussion is over. But if there are serious people out there, and once again, I don't know if this guy is just prank calling. It sounds like a prank call, but I know that there are people out there who do believe these things. But what is the alternative? When Theresa May was Home Secretary, I think it was, she introduced the hostile environment, and she also made it impossible for asylum seekers to work, refugees to work. So people would claim asylum, then they'd move on to the next stage, which is refugee status, and they were not allowed to work because there was this fear that they would take people's jobs. But now what you have is concerned citizens, don't call them gammons, who are complaining about the fact that these people don't work and that they're a burden on the state. So when they want, and the asylum seekers and refugees do want to work, they want to build their life in the UK, they want to be able to contribute to society, they don't want to live off the state. The vast majority of people want to contribute, they want to recreate their life in Britain. They want to have a good life. They want to find a job, maybe buy a home, start a business maybe. Something like that. That's what they want. They don't want to be on benefits. They don't want to be on state support. But there's this constant, well, you know, they're a burden on the state, they're a problem, we need to send them back because we're paying for them. They don't want that. The only people who seem to want that are the politicians, because they can use it as a tool to convince people like Barry to continue to vote for them. Once again, I don't know if Barry is a prank caller it's 50-50 at this stage. But let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.